Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. And today we have another breakup story and another individual that's 21. Like I said, the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of 21-year-olds involved in these breakups. Just a number that keeps coming up, but we'll roll with it. We'll roll with it, right? And if you have a breakup story you want to tell me and you want to share on YouTube and get my take, please visit writemac.com, or if you'd like to book a live coaching session and dig a little deeper and get some serious clarity on what's going on in your breakup and create some kind of strategy moving forward to move on. And when I say move on, I'm not saying give up. I'm saying move on for you. And if that individual comes back to you, it's a bonus. All right, let's get into this story. Hi, my name's blank. I'm 26 and my ex is 21. Again, 21 comes up. We were together for 1.5 years or 1.5 years. Madly in love, best friends. We never lived together, although the last 6 months I more or less slept at her house 4 or 5 times per week. We now have been broken up for 3 months. The reason we broke up was a lack of attention for her as I pursued my career dreams. Well, that is fucking outstanding that you're pursuing your career dreams. I don't believe you have a kid right now. And like I said, a lot of men's self-improvement books or these alpha male type things, they say have a purpose and pursue that as your number one, and a woman will follow your lead. Now, I mean, maybe in this case it didn't work. Maybe you're going too far. I don't know if you've ever heard of the 4-Hour Work Week with Tim Ferriss. And Tim Ferriss he's a famous author, famous podcast, great individual as far as the self-improvement world, and what should I call him? A person that provides good information, good books, and useful content. So, Tim Ferriss actually had I don't want to say a pharmaceutical company. He had a supplement of some sort. I forgot what it was. And he was running this supplement company, doing quite well. And he just was going above and beyond, 10, 12-hour days. And one of the things that sparked change in him is his girlfriend left him and said, "You don't have time for me." I don't remember the specific words. And it sparked on him, all right, I got this really great business. How can I make it more efficient? And then that led to the 4-Hour Work Week and on and on. So a lot of times your breakup is a wake-up call. And I don't think you should give up the idea that your career comes first, but you need to find a way to be more efficient with it and to make more spare time for your partner. So I'm extremely ambitious. That's great. Work 10-hour days and have created a very successful gym facility from scratch. That's outstanding. At what point will those 10-hour days go to 5 or 6-hour days? What's your ideal work day? So do you want to continue working this hard, or was this just a short-term thing to get it on the fly? She is quite the opposite, no ambition, and is happy with a 9-to-5 desk job. Well, let me ask you this. Long-term, is that going to serve you guys in the relationship that you're polar opposites? I mean, that's a telling statement right there. Maybe you're attracted to her, you still like to be with her, but the fact that she values work and a career in a different way, she's obviously going with the 9-to-5, the safe path, the secure path, which is okay, but you probably are going to bump heads or bump fists about this because she has a different value on work. She finally broke up with me and said the last 6 months I showed her no attention and took her for granted. Well, if you're working 10-hour work days, 7 days a week, I mean, probably don't have a lot of time or energy for her, so she's probably correct. I was coming in from work exhausted and had very little enthusiasm for her, so I agree in all honesty. Well, there you go. Think on the flip side. If she was like that to you, how would you feel? Again, I'm going to ask you, is this a long-term thing, or are you just trying to get this gym to a certain level and then you can pull back a bit and have a little bit more time for her and you guys? Let's get back here. She said the time wasn't right for us. I'm too busy with work, and if we were meant to be, we will meet again in the future. Well, that leaves the door open a bit. That doesn't mean that she doesn't like you, she doesn't agree with you. She's just telling you directly, you don't have enough time for me or attention. So you know the problem 100%. I begged and pleaded for around 4 weeks. That's not good. I would change and show her more attention. See, this is what happens. Guys go out. They don't buy that you're going to change because you broke up. It doesn't work that way usually. The only way you can change is on your own, and they notice it from afar or they miss you. But the fact that you're like, oh, I'm going to change right now. People don't recognize change when you're like, look what I did. I came home early from work today. No, for the last 2 or 3 years or the last year, you've been doing this, so I don't believe you. That's how it works. She wasn't interested and said it was too late. The spark had gone. Well, you were begging and pleading. That's highly unattractive. I said, okay, I'm walking away and moving on. Good for you. That's the best position you can be in. She laughed. Yeah, right. Well, that right there tells me that she thinks she has full control over this relationship at this point. I went no contact for 2 weeks until she sent me the I miss you message. More fool me. That's what he wrote, not my grammar. It was just a test to see if I was still there. And this will happen sometimes. So he bit, hook, line, and sinker. I said, I miss you too, and asked her on 2 occasions within 2 weeks. Of course, she rejected me both times. Excuse me. Here's the thing. I don't knock you for contacting her back. If she said, I miss you, I don't know if you had to say, I miss her back, but you weren't, you were saying, yeah, all right, we're on the same page. But right there, when she played this little cat pawing game with you and basically said, oh, yeah, actually, I miss you, but I don't really want to go out with you. That's transparency. That's clarity. Take it for what it is. And actually, you're like, all right, fine. I'm back in no contact. If this happens again, she's going to need to come to my doorstep and be all in. I'm not gonna play this game. It's not fair to me. And really, you working too much, yeah, okay, that's a grounds, but you didn't do something supremely wrong, right? You were pursuing a goal. And a lot of women would be attracted to that. She read it and I said, I miss you too, and asked her on 2 occasions within 2 weeks. Of course, she rejected me both times. That's her taking power of the situation. She said it wasn't a good idea to meet up. She's controlling things. Too much had been said and done, and we could never go back to what we had. Well, that's a pretty big statement. Right now, if you are going to get back together, you need some time and space apart, and you need to focus on your gym and your work. I replied, I'm done with these games. Good for you. That's what I like to hear. One day you'll realize it's worth fighting for. You don't know what you have until it's gone. Cringe. I know, he wrote in parentheses. Well, a lot of guys, especially successful guys, like in your case, I would say you're successful, that you got a gym going, you're pretty proud of yourself, you're ambitious. A lot of them go, you're gonna regret this day. And all right, if you want to say that and you want to use that as motivation, use it as motivation, but don't hold it. Does that make sense? Basically, like, you're working hard for yourself already before this breakup even happens. And to hold on that you were better than her, or she's going to regret this day, I don't know if that's going to serve you long term. In the short term, though, if that gives you the over the hump, like, I'm going to get through this, I'm going to handle this, fine. But to you're going to regret this day kind of stuff, this vengeful kind of treatment, at some point let it go and just move on for yourself. We both blocked each other on social media and phone numbers. That is actually a very good thing. That means you're serious about the breakup and moving on. I have now gone 4 weeks, no contact. He puts in parentheses 30 days. I have dated other people. My gym is thriving, but behind my smile, I'm still struggling so much behind closed doors. I just can't stop thinking about her. Completely fucking natural. Feel the pain. Tell yourself, I'm going to handle this. I'm going to get through it. Have some triggers. When that pain comes up, go to the gym. Double down on what you like to do at the gym. I don't know if you can double down on weights. Is there a sport you like? Instead of being in the gym, go for a run outdoors. Go for a hike. Go fishing. Stay active. But even though you've gotten through 30 days, that doesn't mean that a 1.5 year relationship's just going to go, oh, I feel better. That's not how it works. It's moment by moment. And there's going to be moments where you're going to go, oh, I really miss her. But you're doing the right thing, and it's going to get better and better and better. And by the way, the fact that your gym's thriving, that's something to hang your hat on and be proud of. In life, we got different buckets. We got our relationship, we got our career, we got our spirituality, we got family and friends. We got all these little buckets. And one of the most important ones is your career, your job. And if you have that bucket filled, that's something you control and you can always feel good about. Sometimes you can't really be in a good relationship and not have the career bucket or the business bucket overflowing or doing well. So you're in a position when you meet the next one, and this is what I want to tell people, everyone out there, it takes time. Someone just told me, I've gone on 9 dates, I've hooked up with 9 different women since the breakup, but she's just not, none of them have been the same since that one that I broke up with. That's okay. Have fun. Go on a date. Hook up. Realize, that's not the one. You're a little bit picky. You're choosy. That's fine. That's okay. You just realize that that's not the one. That's not the one that you'd want to make a girlfriend or you'd want to spend more time with. That's cool. You're identifying that. But if you keep dating and you keep going out and you keep putting yourself out there and you keep opening yourself up to new experiences, you don't just have to date. You got to go out. If your buddy invites you to a ball game and you're like, oh, I'm not feeling up to it. Me and the girlfriend used to do that. Go. If your buddy invites you to a wine convention and you don't drink wine or a wine fair, go with them. Open up to new experiences. I'll give you another one. Since gyms are your thing, right now, instead of spending all your time at your gym, why don't you go to like 4 or 5 different gyms in the area or the extended area and take some notes on what's going on? What's good about this gym? And in the process, you might meet a few females that work at other gyms because you don't really want to date females from your gym. So that's just an idea. You got to get something that's outside of you getting your ex back that's taking up more of your time and is exciting you. It's a new project. So your gym's on track, but what would you got this extra time that you used to, possibly put into your ex. How could you maybe do something fun and exciting and maybe meet some other women? Like, that's just an idea off the top of my head. Go to a few other gyms, make it something you do outside of work, and just go in there and kind of take notes, pay for a day pass, and go, all right, what am I missing from my gym? And then in the process, introduce yourself to the staff, say where your gym is, and maybe you could take them out to lunch or something like that. Just a thought. My question, should I unblock her to see if she reaches out? No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Stay in no contact. That's weak and needy behavior. If she wants to contact you, she will. Or do I carry on this way? Carry on this way. You're doing the right thing. Do you believe it could ever work out, or have we just grown apart? If it's ever going to work out, she needs to come back to you, and you need time apart, and she needs to miss you some more because she played that game 2 weeks in. She's a little out of touch, and I thought it's pretty immature behavior. How old is she? 21? Yeah, she's young. She's younger than you. She wants your attention. Is there a chance, being that 2 weeks out she did that and you didn't do a whole lot wrong and you're a successful individual? There's absolutely a chance. If you stay in no contact, stay in your lane, do your thing, and let her find out about you. Let her dig around about you. Do not be digging around about her because you got other options. You got other things going on. You're a strong, confident individual. And she hits you up in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, it will be surprising. Be like, oh yeah, how you been? And you'll be indifferent. That's the best place to be, and you'll have no expectations. She hits you up with an I miss you, you go, oh, okay, it was nice to hear from you. Or go, oh, if you want to make a date of it or have a coffee or something, but be selective with your words. Don't just immediately go for the I miss you back, right? And in this time, pick up a few books on attraction and how to attract women and how to keep attraction. Right now, when you're in this time, the book Models by Mark Manson's a good one. The book Rational Male by Rollo Tomasi's a good one. Both two different perspectives. And really take some time and understand attraction a little bit better and how it works and pick out the things that you like. So when you start dating again and you do meet that one, you're back on deck and you're better. Okay, I'm afraid I've lost her forever as a consequence of my business, which haunts me every day. Well, you know what? What's forever? If you were with her now, doesn't mean you would be with her forever. Most relationships, 100% of relationships aren't forever. Someone's going to pass away. 50 to 60% of the population in the younger group are going to get divorced. So at some point, if you were having these problems already, you probably were going to get broken up. And now let me add to this. Just to add a note, that book, The Rational Male, he punches home really elegantly in a man way that there's no such thing as the one, the soulmate. And guys get caught up on this, And there's so many women in the world that you take all that energy and you think about that past woman, and you don't realize how many other women are out there, how many opportunities are out there. And the fact that you put a lot of work into a business and a purpose that you have control over, that's part of your identity, not to mention a business that's a health thing. I mean, if you had a business and you're at the gym, you double down on two different things. You got a business, you probably enjoy the gym, and you're healthy, I would hope. So I have no problems with the fact that you went all in on your business, because I'll tell you what, that has a better chance of being forever than a relationship with a 21-year-old woman, if that makes sense. So I hope that helps you. Please visit writemac.com if you have a breakup story to tell and you want my take, or if you'd like to book a live coaching session. Thank you.